basic symbology. In reverse, it's something else. We have a cross and we have a cup. Something to contain whatever's coming from the cross. Does that make sense? Christ was on the cross at Easter time because he couldn't get to the blues festival, and he had 5 wounds. Can't take things too seriously, can you? And he had 5 wounds, eh? And of those 5 wounds, the blood was gathered in the Grail, and the Grail performed miraculous things. Now, when a cross crosses, what it suggests is the extraction of a 5th principle, the quintessence, which is the same story as the Holy Grail. This is the symbol of the Philosopher's Stone, which suggests that if we know how to extract the quintessence from the elements, then at least we have the quintessence to start the work of the philosophers to create the stone. Now, fire will extract it. I'll draw it another way. Oh yeah. Well, we can put a fire underneath our container to somehow heat up the elements to extract this quintessence. Simple chemistry. Tarot cards give us some very useful keys. Firstly, we have these 3 cards. These are what are known as the 3 mother cards, the 3 mother letters. There's the Hebrew letter Shin, the Hebrew letter Aleph, and Mem. This is the principle of fire, Shin, the sulphur. And the card suggests that it at least has pretty miraculous capacity because it's bringing the dead back to life. So it's indeed a principle of great distinction. I'll put him down for a while. This guy here, the Hanged Man, is in the symbol of the Philosopher's Stone. You'll see his legs are crossed in the cross, then his body creates a triangle. You see that? So whatever we can extract from the interpretation of the archetypal symbol of this card will tell us something of the nature of the stone and how to get to it. Now, we look here, we'll see that the guy's stuck. He can't go too far. He's tied by the leg and he's upside down. But his head is illumined. So somehow he's getting smart by this process. Generally, the card is one of sacrifice, of surrender. Because when you're like that, there's fuck all else you can do. You just got to give up. You can't wrestle there. Now, when you're stressed and you've got stuff running, your body goes into like spasms, and your organs go into spasms, and mine do too. So let go, relax, surrender. Now that's easier said than done. How many people here have done some yoga? Well, you guys have done a bit of stretching and stuff. Relaxation's the hard one. Because when you relax, you start, well, one of the techniques anyway, years ago when I did some, you start at the feet and you work your way through and you find that stress and you let it go. And then when you've done that relaxation, then you've really let go, your mind becomes still and you feel better until you pick the garbage up again and start doing the same stress patterns. But for a time you've broken that pattern. Does that make sense? You've actually let something go. Now, wouldn't it be smart if we could take that process and apply it to daily life when shit happens? That we could let go. Have you ever done or seen as an exercise they do on some of those seminars and things where someone will stand on a pole and these guys get behind and they just let go and they get caught? And you know, it's, for some people it takes a lot to let go and just fall. But knowing there's someone there to catch you really helps. It'd be very hard to do just the fall on the rocks. You know, it'd take quite a lot, and there wouldn't be a lot of joy at the end of it. You have to know what's there, that someone's going to catch you. What stops us from surrendering a lot is we don't know what's there, if there's anything there, to catch us and support us and move us along. So we hang on, because if we lose control, we've lost control and shit'll happen. Alchemy teaches and seeks the laws of nature. And the alchemists really contemplate nature and nature's ways. The process in alchemy is to take what is nature perfects and perfect it to a higher point. Nature does a pretty good thing with flowers and trees and all that sort of shit. But it gets to the point of man, who is the perfection of nature, as we are in the image. Then the alchemist, who is man also, has to, by art, perfect him or herself. Which is what all the spirituality stuff's about. It's about becoming a more perfected being, not caught in all the bullshit. Now in nature, if you observe nature, you'll find that one, there's this incredible intelligence that moves right through nature. Like there's 4 seasons, and in those 4 seasons there's an enormous abundance of life, and some things live in seasons and die, and those things that die create compost and it feeds the others, and nothing's wasted. Not even a leaf that falls from a tree is wasted. It's just this incredible economy. And it's so intelligent. Any reasonable human being that looks at nature must see its intelligence and its magnificence. Now, like an ecosystem, you tell me that's not organised? You start stuffing with it and you'll see how unorganised it becomes when we all get sick. It's so organised. There's tiny little bugs that are looking after this, and you know, the flies are breaking down the shit so the shit goes into the soil better, and all this stuff's happening. And that produces, all that process produces mangoes for us to eat. Incredible organising capacity. This amazing intelligence. I call it, in one aspect, economy. The law of economy. Because it doesn't waste anything. And it's connected to our intuition.